We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call to order this Monongalia County Commission meeting of June 17th. Get the right month this time. 2020. All commissioners are present, and we shall begin with consent and approval. Good morning, Renata.
Good morning. We have 13 exonerations for $6,230.60. Vouchers, General County Fund, $210,598.26. Coal severance, $312.13. 911, $11,564.91. Chestnut Ridge Park, $1,466.99. Mason-Dixon Park, $269.90. Transportation levy, $79,797.77. Library levy, $19,585.84. Assessor's valuation, $12,171.20. Purchasing card vouchers, General County Fund, $27,753.10. Coal severance, $3,122.58. 911, $3,506.57. Mason-Dixon Park, $291.42. For a voucher total of $370,440.67. We have position vacancies for boards and authorities. The West Run Board of Zoning Appeals, Mon County Planning Commission, Monongalia County Development Authority, Camp Muffley Advisory Board, Abandoned and Dilapidated Enforcement Agency, Mason-Dixon Park Advisory Board, Region 6 Planning and Development Council, Historic Landmarks Commission, Mountaineer Trail Network Authority, and the Pleasant Valley Public Service District. Fiduciary orders for June 17th, 2020.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
You also have a petition to remove an executor and appoint the sheriff as administrator of the estate of Heidi Patricia Putnam Kasdorf.
I'd like to make a motion that we refer that estate, that petition to Fiduciary Commissioner.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to refer to Fiduciary Commissioner in the hands of this estate. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Introduction of new employees, personnel changes. I see Patrick is here.
Good morning. I didn't bring Jody down with me. I apologize
That's okay.
for that after what happened last
That's
week.
okay.
But I present Jody Riley. Her first day was actually Monday. She's going to fill the position of our transfer land book deputy. Actually, Ms. Riley comes to us from another assessor's office, which was really nice, which kind of really cut down on our training time. She'll be 30 full-time employee with benefits eligible after a 90-day introductory period.
Move for approval.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick.
On Monday, I received a letter from MJ at the Youth Services Center, and they have a part-time employee that they need to hire, just a relief worker. Her name is Haley Mullins, and she'd be part-time, no benefits, on an on-call basis at $10 an hour.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Properly moved and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Are there any other employee introductions? Seeing none, we will move to comments from the public. We are now open for comments from the public. If you want to speak, you will have 3 minutes. Please come forward, identify yourself, and we'll proceed.
Thank you very much. My name is Dwayne Nichols. I live in Stewartstown, and I've distributed a page that summarizes my comments. First, I want to acknowledge this county is so much older than the state. Formed as West Augusta District in Virginia. As a student of regional history, I'm constantly encountering Mon County along with Ohio County and Youghiogheny County up, which is no longer in existence in Pennsylvania. This is incredible history that we can be proud of. Now, the Longview Proposal is a lot of issues, and to address them openly is a responsibility of all of us. We must insist all major heavy truck deliveries be made the back way from Pennsylvania. Insist is a strong word, but to me, my age, my experience, I bring to you arguments, and I can make them now, and I could make them in the future, that the road over there cannot withstand that kind of treatment. The community does not deserve that kind of insult, etc. Number two, there's a need for a recreation over there, recreation center. And Longview has actually proposed that in their original application. But I suspect that they back off from that. I suspect there's no commitment to it. And yet this commission has the opportunity to insist on that. There is over there the old Fort Harrison remains. I hope you have seen that. I hope you have visited the remains of that old fort over there. Unless we insist and keep explicitly in writing that those remains are part of the county and need to be protected and made in a condition advertised that will be sustained in the future. The old Fort Martin Elementary School is over there. It's fenced off, but yet it's not being cared for. It's a relic of the past. It's a piece of history. And it should either be torn down and gotten rid of because it is starting to become an eyesore, or it can be moved to the Mason-Dixon Park as part of our history. That's what I'm proposing here. Number 5 has to do with greenhouse gases. We know that this plant will produce greenhouse gases. We live in a time unlike ever before, whenever the environment is subject to a continuing insult from greenhouse gases. Already we have 2 major power plants over there doing that. And so now that my time is up, I thank you for this opportunity to bring these thoughts to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
My name is Sandra Christopher. I'm with the Monongalia County Volunteer Fire Companies Association. And I just wanted to come in this morning and thank the commission and the voters of Monongalia County for passing our fire levy for the election last week. Also for passing the parks and recreation, the libraries, and the transportation. I think it just shows that the people of Mon County really support everything that goes on here. And I think that's one of the reasons a lot of people move to Monongalia County, because we have so much going on and it gets supported. And I would also like to say we had a meeting last night, and the Fire Association, the members voted to endorse Commissioner Hawkins with the upcoming election on the commission. So, but again, I'd just like to thank you for letting us do the fire levy. And I would like to say that levy, we have volunteers. None of that money is paid to employees, and all that money goes back into the departments. And a lot of the departments have upgraded their trucks and, of course, their equipment, bunker gear, and things like that. But that money is essential to keeping the fire departments going. So we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak at this time?
Yeah.
Seeing none, we will close comments from the public. Thank you. Colleen, do we have grants?
I do.
Good.
I have the grant contract for the Coronavirus Emergency Supplemental Funding Program. We've been awarded $49,525. So you will need to sign that and then initial the special conditions pages.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been properly moved and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Correspondence. May 2020 Financial Performance Report from Mountain Line Transit Authority.
That's pretty much.
That's it.
Speaks for itself.
That's it.
An update provided by the League of Women Voters regarding the 100th anniversary celebration by the ratification of the 19th Amendment plan for the Courthouse Square.
They are still planning on having their event.
Yes.
But they just want to give us notice that, if things progress and would happen to take dip for the worst, they may end up canceling or rescheduling.
Okay.
And one of the important things is we had provided a nominal amount of funding for that, and they just want to make sure that we're okay with
Right.
funding the event whenever it happens.
Yes, okay. And C, Administrative Order EE-20-24 received from the West Virginia DHHR Bureau of Public Health, Office of Environmental Health Services regarding the Cheat View Public Service District.
Could you, I'd like that explained, or at least a summary, please.
Okay, well, they have apparently failed to provide notice for significant deficiencies. Apparently, that's a rule by the Public Service Commission that they are required to send all of their service connections notice that there should be like 120 days of a corrective action plan that was provided to them by the Public Service Commission. There's several other things that they were noticed a deficiency on, and they have 30 days to respond to the order. I talked to Teresa Pauley, who sent this to the commission on behalf of the DHHR, and she advised me that they would be watching this closely. There's just like some 4,000, almost 4,000 connections.
What happens if there's not a response?
Well, we didn't really get that
Okay.
far, hopefully.
I hope that there
Worst
is.
case scenario, it's not good.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
okay. Is there any other correspondence?
Yes.
Okay.
Received a letter from Stewartstown Community Council regarding the Stewartstown Community Building. This is from their treasurer, Kirk Judd. Every year, the commission provides funding for community buildings on a project basis. They are asking to, if you would consider $1,100 to purchase new tables for inside of their building to do proper social distancing. So, I mean, I don't know if that's something you would consider after July 1st, or if that's something you want to consider in this fiscal year.
Do we
Okay.
still have funding left in the fiscal year?
We do.
We do. If you would just table that for a work session discussion,
Yeah.
and then we can look
Then
at the
do it
numbers
for
and
next
make a
week,
decision.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's,
Yeah.
any other?
Yes. Received a packet in the mail. This is from Janice Flowers. They live on Browns Chapel Road, and it is regarding water service by the Clinton District Water Association. I haven't gotten, I don't know, probably 20 sheets or so of information. I haven't gotten all the way through it. But they are asking the commission if there's anything that the commission can do to get them water service. Apparently they don't have water service and was promised water service 30 plus years ago.
Yeah, more than that. It's like 50.
Is
Yeah,
that how
I
many-
looked through the
that's how-
package.
Okay.
The gentleman has provided a receipt that he paid for service to be connected in August 30th, 1969.
Oh.
So it's been a while. What would be the
Hasn't
easiest way
showered
for us
since.
for us to address this? Do we know the individuals at the PSD?
I do not. I think Bobby has a contact, but I can surely get in contact with Clinton Water and see, if they have plans or what the issue is.
Yeah, if we
Exactly
can,
why it was never extended to them.
Get the clarification.
we can do some investigation and
50 years.
bring this back to a work session where we can figure out if there's anything that we can do to help this individual.
Okay.
Okay. Any other correspondence?
No.
Any unfinished business?
No.
Seeing none, we'll move to new business. First is to consider for approval requisition number 1 for the University Town Center Series 2020A Senior Tax Increment Revenue Refunding and Improvement Bonds Project Fund.
I did run this by our bond counsel, Tom Amon from Steptoe and Johnson. He looked over the documentation that was attached and it seemed to be in order. The request is for $500,000, and this should be the only request.
Okay.
And it's payable to Kanawha Stone?
Yes.
Yes. I move that we approve requisition number 1 as presented.
Second.
Been properly moved and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, consideration to approve appointment to the Monongalia County Solid Waste Authority Board.
Bob McConnell has sat on the board for the commission for many years, and he would like to be reappointed.
So moved.
We don't have any other.
There's no other
No,
applicants.
so moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to reappoint Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
He has been an exemplary servant, okay, in regard to this. So, to consider for approval renewing the customer service agreement for waste services for the courthouse and sheriff's department.
This is just a continuation of the ongoing contract that we have. I had Colleen go back and look to make sure that the amount hadn't increased, and it hadn't. It's still the same. Pickup service at the sheriff's department is $136.99 per month, and the courthouse is $304.88 per month.
Move to approve the customer service agreement with Republic Services as presented.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Consideration to approve funding assistance for the 4th of July celebration.
There is someone here to speak. Do we want to have a motion?
Well, let's
or-
have the motion, and we'll,
Well, we're going to set an amount in the motion.
Okay, I move that we put 5,000 for the fireworks and 5,000 from the ballpark
Community activities fund.
community activity, so a total of $10,000.
Second.
okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. Now we're open for discussion. So if we would have the information to be given upon this.
Yeah, very
and then we'll
excited
vote.
that you're here.
Okay?
Something that is very well needed.
Wow.
Oh, you even brought a presentation.
Yes,
I'm
Oh,
impressed.
somebody left without their phone.
Yeah, that was mine. Sorry about that. So,
on tape, Ron.
I'm
On tape.
Ron Justice, representing the Milam Park Foundation Board, and with us today is Cliff Sutherland, and I'm going to turn this over to Cliff's also on our executive committee of our board, and Jason Selznick. I think you all know Jason, but
Yeah.
Keith was unable to be here today, but so Jason is our associate director and here today. But just very briefly, how this came to be is when we started talking with our executive board, we started exploring things that we could do in a very, very safe manner and still maintain our social distancing. So one of the things we started to look at initially was doing movies, kind of the drive-in concept, which we are working with. And we immediately reached out to Park, and they graciously provided an opportunity for us with a screen. We are in return going to support them because you probably heard that because of hotel motel tax, they could not do their park series, and I think they're going to do a couple now as a result, but a good, very, very good partnership. From there, it grew to the conversation of this community does not have fireworks due to COVID, due to budget cuts, all sorts of things. And so we said, well, we've got space and we've got distance, and it's not going to look like it always has, and we're going to have to do a lot of communication, and that communication is not everyone will be able to get in, and we have to communicate that, but we think it is valuable to work with you all to provide this community fireworks and an evening. So, as normal, Cliff can take it to another level, and Triple S Harley Davidson stepped in immediately and said, we can help with sponsorship. And so we've had some initial discussion with you all. We appreciate the motion. Great cooperation. Very excited about it, but I'll turn it over to Cliff because he's put it all together. So.
Yes.
First, I want to make sure that I give Joe Kaler credit for picking up the phone and calling and say we got to do something in our community to get some type of normalcy in our lives and to celebrate a very important day in our history. And Basically, his idea is what we are doing. My daughter Jennifer Sutherland's the general manager at Triple West. She stepped to the plate with financial support, personnel support, equipment support, and it is going to be the Triple S Harley Davidson Celebration of America. We want to stay consistent with past messaging and the efforts that have been made throughout the history of Morgantown, and recognizing that Morgantown will be in a better position to social distance in future years, or at least hope that we don't have to do that. This will be a free event. Ron's already talked about social distancing and how important that is, but it's baseball, Davison Brothers Band, family outdoor movie, and fireworks. And we're spreading it throughout the community. Tying into that, we are going to do a nonprofit, and monetary donations are going to be accepted at all 3 of the sites I'm getting ready to announce, as well as online, because this is all going to be live streamed. In addition to Triple S, quite frankly, I picked up the phone and called Dale Miller. As you know, Dale Miller has John Racy's ear, and John has been a big supporter of July 4th his entire life and his family. And he came out, and WKKW and Pikewood Creative. And as a matter of fact, I just received a text. They're out at Triple S right now working with Davison Brothers on the logistics of live streaming the event, high quality. So what's going to happen on Saturday night at 7:30 at Triple S, the Davison Brothers are going to be playing. It's going to be live streamed to Monongalia County Ballpark. On that screen, there will be places marked on the field for families, like a 20 by 20 squares that they can go and bring their chairs or blankets and bring their food in if they'd like, or beverages, non-alcoholic. It'll also be live streamed to Milan Park, to the new track and field. And if you haven't been there, it's a great setting. Unbelievable video board and sound system. Same thing there. That track and field infield will be marked for families to come in and enjoy. That'll be so those concerts will be that concert will be live streamed to those 2 locations as well as online. In addition to that, at 7:30, there'll be a family movie in the new Monongalia County Pavilion out there at Milan Park. And that will go from 7 to 9:30. The concert will go to approximately 9:45. There will be several breaks where there's interviews of the Davisons. How has this COVID affected your industry? Those types of things. Also request for people to donate to Pantry Plus during those breaks. At approximately 9:45, there will be fireworks at the Milan Park upper fields, and elevations show that is a great place to put it off. You have the business park across the street. You have West Ridge, which would actually be a great place to see. You have University Town Center and Triple S, and probably the Coliseum. We are also live streaming. WVU is getting in and helping and filming the fireworks and feeding in with Dale Miller and KKW to produce so those at home can watch the fireworks. As you know, there's a lot of elderly and people with that can really be affected that now can be a part of the celebration by staying home. By doing this, we are able to park cars everywhere and separate everybody as best we can. It's the best, Milan Park probably has the best facility to make sure we social distance. I might add that there is a formal application, well, not really an application, but we submitted to the health department, to Lee Smith, all the plans for social distancing. How many cars, how many people will be allowed. So people will only be allowed into those areas as social distance permits. I think what's really exciting about this is the cooperation of the entire community, from you all stepping in and helping with the finances, but we have sponsors besides Triple S, KKW, and Pikewood Creative, Milam Park, no fees charged, and obviously we're going to be more labor than is going to be there. BFS Foods, United Bank, MPE, Glenmark, West Virginia Black Bears, you all, Monongalia County, Bow Park, the city of Morgantown, city of Westover, town of Granville, town of Star City, Monongalia County Sheriff, and Mecca. And when I say that, every one of those are actually doing something to help the event, from providing fire trucks to police presence, traffic control, to EMS. And I can't say enough about everybody saying, what else can I do for you? It really makes things enjoyable to do and see our community row the boat in the same direction. So I think that is, there'll be a lot more coming in the marketing by mid-next week. And I appreciate the health department reviewing our plans and working with us on that to make sure that we're doing things right.
Thank you. Thank you for your efforts. And, it does point to the fact that this is a true community in Monongalia County. I know Tom is itching to say something because I've heard him scratching over there on his
So
little pad.
excited.
I don't know if my daughter would like to say anything on
Yes,
behalf
please.
of Triple S. And she's very patriotic, believe me. Everything we do up there, most of it has to do with veterans.
This is very exciting news for the community.
When Cliff first called me with the concept and then kept calling almost every hour with how it was expanding, I mean, I want the public to know that this could not have been done without Cliff's persistence of getting everybody together. And yes, Joe Kaler was clear when he came with this idea. It started from a small project to let's involve everyone in the community. And the one thing I also want to say is this is what I really like about Jason from Milam Park. We've seen others talk about the park down in Charleston, and it's a great recreational park. I think Milam Park is different because it's a community park. I mean, look what you're doing now. I mean, besides you have the Parents Trust More, you have the food program, you have, the Field of Dreams. It is truly what the community really wanted, besides unbelievable facilities. And this July 4th thing is that you even considered, and you didn't tell the public, but when you worked out the deal with the fireworks, you made sure that it would go up and pay for it, so it goes higher, so the community all around can see it. I mean, and that's Cliff. I mean, you can't ask for that's commitment, and I just can't say enough that I've been excited and couldn't wait. I've been bubbling for you to come here, and just this is tremendous. And it's not only that; it's something that is needed, a positive event, and I think our community wants to do this, and I think it's going to be exceptional.
I would like to add two things. First of all, you can tell I'm a preacher's kid, that it is actually going to be live on KKW and fed to all country stations. I think there's 18 stations in all across the state that this will be a live broadcast. And also, I think the public should know when we talk about sponsors and we talk about this, that we're talking about a $50,000 investment budget. This isn't.
And it's free for everyone. That's the key.
Free.
That's
Sean?
Cliff, I had a question. You mentioned baseball. What baseball would be?
So you're probably aware that the Legion program nationally and statewide is not allowed to proceed. However, those young men have, under Tyler Burnett's leadership, have gotten together, that older group, and there are 4 teams that they've divided out, and they are going to play games that day. We do not have a schedule yet.
Okay. Are they going to play them on?
They're playing
Milam
at
Park?
what we refer to, I refer to as a Legion Field. It actually has a name.
Milan Field, Anchor Fields.
The Milan Field.
Anchorfield.
Yeah.
And in this community, it doesn't, everybody's seasons got canceled, so there's a lot of people itching to play. I see more and more kids every day at Krebs practicing, which is great. But there's also the community likes to watch that. It doesn't matter whether it's just a pickup game or whether it's a real Legion game. It's just there are people that like to come out and just see some baseball. There's no pro baseball. There's no nothing. So I
That
think
will
we'll have
be
some
posted those times, and there's plenty of ability to social distance in that particular stadium. There's now 1,500 seats because what field? Holly Field. We actually moved Holly Field out there, bleachers, and the university graciously donated that, and the Legion volunteered to cut it down, and we brought it in. But those bleachers are $450,000 new.
Yeah, and I don't
So
think
we're
people
reusing.
realize it. Even people want to go out and see, a little moment. And here's Holly Field up at Milan Park, and it's beautiful. The grass is beautiful. It's a great looking field. You guys have done some wonderful work with it. So thank you for everything you've done. Make sure we get credit to where credit's deserved. I'm sure you've been working with Susan at the CBB.
Yes.
Who's an army of one.
So the Army of One, Susan, I asked her last night and then sent an email this morning. She's going to coordinate messaging and marketing with radio, et cetera, and with Jason at Milan Park.
Great. It's good we recognize that that's our voice for events, and even though as you're doing these events, everybody's communicating, working in the same direction. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much else to add other than thank you for everything you guys are doing, all your support, and I look forward to seeing everybody on July 4th.
Right.
And
Thank you
hopefully
so much.
next year we'll be able to have the events at the swimming pools and the tracks, and that'll be open for everyone. That was, I know, your idea, but
We currently have a motion on the floor to provide the amount in total of $10,000 of funding. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Lastly, on new business is to consider for approval a letter of support for the Monongalia County Health Department's efforts to receive additional funding.
Move to approve. Letter as presented.
second?
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. And what this is this is an epidemiology and laboratory capacity, ELC, abbreviation is ELC, Enhancing Detection Grant that they're applying for. And I can't praise the health department enough for all they're doing during this crisis, and I wholeheartedly support these efforts.
Any reports from elected officials? Carrie, would you care to have any report? All right, reports from county commissioners. Tom?
Actually, my report is that I'm so looking forward to this July 4th celebration. And what's also important is, Cliff thought of everyone. I mean, we have a movie for a family movie. We have baseball. We have all these different events, and you have places to watch it. And I just hope the community comes out, supports this program, and also if they are able to donate, because it's free, and I don't care if it's $1, $2. I mean, it's just a commitment, and that food money goes to the food that goes back to the community. And Milan Park has been very integral in allowing us to put all the food there from the Mountain Air Food Bank and use it, and as is the 4-H building, we've been using that too. So again, that's it. Thank you, Cliff. Okay. I'm very excited.
Sean?
This week, yesterday I had, as we start to renew business as normal, I have a monthly breakfast with the Board of Education, and had that yesterday. It was the first time we had it in like 3 months. Now, when I say Board of Education, it's usually Board of Education President, and Joe Statler usually participates, and sometimes Frank Devano participates, just to kind of talk about current issues. Today we had our call with Greene County Commission, and it's a regular business day. Tomorrow we have our MMPO meeting, correct? I had that on my schedule, am I correct?
I do not have it on my
Yes,
schedule.
we do.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Yes, we. 6 o'clock, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to confirm, because
Yes, we
sometimes,
do.
I know there's a couple months where we skip that meeting.
Right.
Friday, the offices will be closed in observance of the state's birthday, which is Saturday. Friday is also Juneteenth, which is it's also called Freedom Day or Emancipation Day. Emancipation Day. Geez, I'm having tongue-tied this morning. And I also have a lunch meeting with a constituent. Saturday is our 157th anniversary, and I hope our employees enjoy the Friday, Saturday, Sunday long weekend. And one distinction that we have, West Virginia, we're the only state that was ever created by presidential proclamation by Abe Lincoln. So other than that, the election results, canvassing went very well on Monday. Carrie, thank you again for all you do to make the election run smoothly and for to make the canvassing run smoothly. Turnout was down compared to the last presidential election, but given everything that was going on, it's not surprising, but it still was a handful. It was like 5 elections in one to have to handle that. So thank you, Carrie. And I'm glad the fire levy people came in. I want to congratulate all the individuals that put levies up, that did the work to put a levy in front of the people, and I thank the people of this county for approving them. I didn't have any doubt that they were going to pass, and it shows how generous the people in our county are. So thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. You're right, it is returning somewhat to normal. Last Wednesday was the telephone conference of the Planning Commission of the county. Last night was the Volunteer Firemen's Association meeting, and I want to thank them very much. We had a work session last Wednesday I'd just like to comment briefly on because it was with the Health Department as well as Mon Health concerning our health department. We've requested a meeting with state officials. The response to this COVID-19 has been urgent. But what might have been left out is what is important. It's important to be better prepared for a future response by strengthening our local health department rather than having to depend on state officials to do this for us. So we're going to be issuing a letter to the state inviting us to be able to meet with them, whether they come here or whether we go to meet with them to see what we can further do to help our health department to make it better prepared for the future, no matter what happens. This is Monongalia County. We expect the best here.
Could I have one more for just to end with? We lost 2 people in our community.
Yes.
And I just wanted to mention Betty Pushkar, who truly showed what compassion is like for this community, and Herschel Mullins, who I think was 34 years as a 32 years as a magistrate, but he was also integral part of the Morgantown Area Youth Services Project. 2 people, 2 strong people in the community, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all of them.
Indeed.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.